Let's jump right into this explainer. Eastern Europe is changing, and it's changing fast. Today, we're looking at two big shifts. First, we have countries building much stronger physical borders. Second, we're seeing how the political systems inside those borders are shifting. We're going to look at real, concrete actions on the ground. Think heavy military upgrades. We'll also see how these big choices shape the future of the whole continent. The situation is complex, for sure, but the actions, well, they're actually very clear. Here is what we'll be covering today. First, the changing eastern border. Second, Estonia building concrete bunkers. Third, new missiles for Estonia. Fourth, the two layers of defense. Fifth, 4 patterns of democracy. And finally, we will ask what happens next. Let's start with Section 1, the changing eastern border. The eastern border of Europe is facing a lot of new pressure right now. Things are definitely not calm. The danger grows every single week. We see daily tests of security. For example, Russia is taking some very specific actions. They've actually removed border markers in the Narva River. We're also seeing small groups crossing the border. On top of that, Russia blocks GPS signals for cars and planes. We've even seen drones crash into nearby countries like Romania. Now, these aren't full military attacks, but they cause major trouble, right? They disrupt daily life. They test the defense systems of other countries. This pressure just never stops. It forces these border countries to stay awake and ready. It acts like a slow warning. And believe me, neighboring countries hear this warning loud and clear. Moving on to Section 2. Estonia builds concrete bunkers. Estonia shares a direct border with Russia, so they feel this constant pressure directly. Because of this, they decided to completely change their defense strategy. The old plans just aren't enough anymore. They need something permanent. They need something physical. Right now, Estonia is building 600 concrete bunkers. 600! This is a massive construction project. They plan to have this all finished by the year 2027. These bunkers will sit very close to the border, and they use extremely thick concrete. We're talking concrete that stops heavy bullets and large explosions. Soldiers can hide inside these bunkers safely. They can fight from secure positions. This basically creates a hard physical wall across the land. It forces any invading army to slow down. An enemy would literally have to fight for every single meter of ground. It turns wide open fields into a trap. This brings us to Section 3, new missiles for Estonia. Now, concrete bunkers alone don't win a fight. Estonia is also upgrading its heavy weapons. This is a huge shift in their strategy. In the past, they mostly used short-range weapons. They only focused on targets very close to them. But now, they're buying powerful new missile systems. Let's compare Estonia to its neighbors. Estonia has a very small population, right? It's just about 1.37 million people, but they are buying 18 large missile systems. These are heavy machines that shoot rockets very, very far. That equals 1 system for every 76,000 people. If you look at Lithuania and Latvia, they have much less equipment per person. Estonia is making a massive financial choice here. These systems cost a ton of money. But Estonia wants the absolute strongest defense possible for their size. They're really punching far above their weight class. Listen to what Hanno Pevkur, the defense minister of Estonia, said. He guides the whole military strategy. He states clearly, "We must have the capability to fight deep in enemy land." This changes everything. Before this, they planned to fight only inside their own borders. Now, they plan to hit the enemy far away. They want to destroy enemy supplies before they even get close. They want to hit command centers. Basically, they want to stop attacks before anyone even crosses the border. This is a very aggressive posture, and it sends a very strong signal to any potential attacker. Let's look at Section 4, 2 layers of defense. So Estonia combines these two new ideas into one very strong plan. Bunkers and missiles might seem very different, but they actually support each other perfectly. The new plan uses 2 distinct layers. The first layer stays right on the ground. This includes those heavy concrete bunkers, deep trenches to trap enemy tanks, and physical blocks across the roads. This layer delays the enemy. It buys precious time. Then we have the second layer, which goes through the air. This layer uses the new long-range missile systems. These rockets can travel up to 300 kilometers. They fly right over the battlefield to destroy enemy supplies far away. These 2 layers work together like a giant trap. The ground layer stops the enemy from moving forward, and the air layer destroys them while they're stuck. Now for Section 5, 4 patterns of democracy. Now, countries build heavy defenses to protect their way of life. But the governments inside these borders are changing too. We need to understand these political shifts. Political change happens in a few different ways. In the modern world, we usually see 4 common patterns when systems move from authoritarian to democratic. Pattern 1 moves straight forward. A country leaves an old system and builds a strong, free democracy. Pattern 2 kind of stops in the middle. The system improves a little bit, but it never fully grows. Pattern 3 starts well, but it fails early. The old leaders quickly take absolute power again. And then there's pattern 4. This one moves forward for many years, but then it actually goes backward. A democracy weakens over time. This proves a really vital point. Freedom requires constant work. A country can always lose its rights. Just having elections doesn't guarantee a healthy system. Let's look at a great success story in the region. Poland followed pattern 1. They built a very strong democratic system. And this political choice brought incredible wealth to the nation. Today, Poland's economy is worth over $1 trillion. That is massive growth. Businesses thrive in a stable system. People can find good, high-paying jobs right at home. In the past, citizens had to leave the country to find work. Now, they don't have to leave at all. A strong, stable democracy brings immense economic power. Finally, Section 6, what happens next? We covered border pressure. We covered new heavy defenses. We looked at major government changes. Now, let's look ahead. Estonia is basically making a 30-year promise. Their plan shows a very long-term vision. In 2024, Estonia mostly relied on NATO forces. By 2025, they start pouring concrete for those bunkers and ordering the advanced missiles. By 2027, the entire defense wall will be ready for action. And here's the crazy part. These concrete bunkers and heavy rockets will last a very long time. They will remain active all the way until the year 2055. The heavy choices being made today will protect the country for 3 decades. That requires some serious long-term planning. I want to end this explainer with a vital question. Eastern Europe is spending billions of dollars on heavy weapons. They are drawing hard, physical lines in the dirt. So how will these new weapons and border lines change the future of Europe? Will these massive defenses force enemies to stay away? Will they guarantee long-term peace? Or could they create more fear and lead to new conflicts? The whole world is watching this region very closely. The answers are going to shape global security for years to come. Think deeply about these major changes. Thanks for joining this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.